Hey folks, how you doing? I hope your Monday is going well. Um, I wanted to comment on something I saw this morning. I was preparing the daily draft regarding the war in Ukraine, and I ran across a story that was somewhat interesting to me. It was a speech that the president of the European Parliament made in Estonia, I think, um, either today or yesterday, to their parliament regarding the need for Europe to create its own security and military infrastructure, which she said was to complement NATO. Now, uh, I'm sure that's a euphemism because anyone who has any idea of anything military in nature knows that when one has a structure in place, a chain of command, a structure for military use, creating a second one is probably not conducive. But I understand the point and I understand the concern. And I'm not sure all Americans would grasp it. The point is that Europe, and to a certain extent, the rest of the wider world in general, has become somewhat disturbed by the U.S. lack of leadership and its incompetence and the dysfunctionality of its government. It is becoming more and more obvious to the rest of the world that in this aspect, at least, the U.S. can no longer be relied on to provide leadership. So, um, so other parts of the world are going to have to become more independent and more self-reliant uh, in regards to the belligerence of bad actors in the world, such as Russia, China, and Iran, and of course North Korea, the Looney Tune state. Now it remains to be seen what influence the United States will be able to exert in other arenas as it abandons its role that it set up for itself in regards to security and military, and keeping in check, as the United States was the impetus, of course, behind NATO to begin with, and the idea of NATO was to keep the Soviet Union at the time in check, to keep it from expanding, to become, which would make it more dangerous for the United States, amongst others. So it would seem that they no longer wish to perform this role, or they're incapable of doing it. Either way, the world is attempting to find solutions to move forward and to protect their own interests. But I'm not sure if America grasps that their lack of leadership in this sphere may harm their ability to project their power in other spheres, economically, for example. And, people talk about this all the time, and it's kind of an airy fairy theory type of thing, if I may go so far. But could we actually be seeing the collapse of the modern U.S. empire. It remains to be seen. But I think Americans generally just need to open their eyes to the effects. Number one, the effects that what decisions that they make have on the rest of the world, and to a certain extent, the lenience the rest of the world shows towards the United States because of that leadership. Anyhow, we shall see what occurs.